Hi, I'm Erin Shanefelder Gonzalez. I'm a psychologist with the Seattle Children's Hospital Outpatient Psychiatry Pro Clinic. I want to talk about the window on time, which is a way of understanding children with ADHD or really children in general. And this concept was put out there by Dr. Russell Barkley, who's one of the most well-known researchers of ADHD in children. The idea is that we all have a window on time. And for those of us who are adults, we have a fairly wide window where we can have what's going on right in front of us, but we can also shift that window to think at the same time about things that have happened before, what happened when I did this the last time. We can keep track of things that are on our minds that happened earlier today or weeks or months ago. And we can also shift forward into the future, and we can predict the chain of consequences that will happen as a result of what we do. We can plan ahead for how we want things to turn out weeks or even longer from now. So if you're an adult, you have a fairly broad window. If you're a child, you have a much more narrow window on time. And if you're a child with ADHD, you have a very narrow window on time, such that whatever you're doing in that moment is really going to fill the window. It's going to be very hard as you're making decisions in the moment to draw on older information or project yourself into the future. So let's say your child is doing one of their favorite activities. Let's say you've got a Lego kit at home, and your child is having a great time playing with Legos. So what's in their window? Legos. It's the only thing that they're thinking about at that moment. So when you come in and say, hey, it's time for bed, you need to start picking up and you need to go get your pajamas on and get ready. I'm going to come back and check on you in a bit. You might be in the window for a few seconds, maybe even not at all. But when you leave the room, what's back in the window? That's right, Legos. Back to the fun times. So when you come back 10 minutes later and your child is still playing with Legos and not in their pajamas, and you're angry and you say, what? I told you to get on your pajamas. What happened? We really weren't using that window, your child's window, very effectively in that scenario. So we want to figure out, for any child, first of all, how do we get into the window? What do we do that's meaningful and powerful for that child that gets their attention? Sometimes that means getting down on their level. It means certainly pausing screens. It means removing distractions when we need to get their attention. How do we then stay in the window? So giving an instruction really effectively. The example I gave a minute ago was sort of vague, right? Clean up, go get ready, you need to get moving. We need to be really clear. So please put the Legos back in the box as a starting point. And then if we walk away, we're not in the window. So we've got to stay in the window and encourage our child, give them attention in order to get them momentum to finish the task. Another thing to remember is that for anyone, but especially a child with ADHD, if there's an emotion going on, that emotion is going to flood the window. So whether it's excitement about something, I got to a really high level in my video game, or frustration or anger, this math is taking forever. That is going to flood the window, and your child's not going to be able to make good decisions based on, oh, I remember the last math worksheet really didn't take me that long at all, or the future, I'm going to feel so relieved when this is done, and then I'll have more time to play. So when we're trying to coach them when they're angry, we need to help them get some space to let the window unflood so that they're ready to listen and engage with us again.